Hey there and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. So if you are new to this channel, my name is Sarah Ann. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. If you are a returning subscriber, today's video is going to be all about dating as a plus size person. I use the word plus size because I know a lot of people are more comfortable with that term. I prefer the word fat, but that is a video for another time. However, this is something that a lot of people have wanted me to cover or that I get a lot of questions about. If you don't know, I have been in a relationship with a fairly thin man for the past 4.5, almost 5 years, coming on 5 years at this point. And it has been a whole range of emotions. There have been a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And I also definitely remember what it's like to be on the dating scene as a plus size woman. I have a lot of friends who also encounter a lot of highs and lows when it comes to plus size dating as well. So I thought I would just kind of touch base on that a little bit. Please do let me know before you leave this video if there are any specific questions that you have, because I would be happy to answer them in another video at a later date. But until then, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get started. So dating in general is obviously super hard. In today's society, there is a very unique way that we approach dating. I have read a book which I refer back to so many times called Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari, and it definitely touches base on a lot of interesting aspects of dating in 2017. However, it doesn't really discuss a lot of the plus size related issues that come with dating. I don't want anyone to feel like I am saying skinny folks have it easy when it comes to dating. Absolutely not the case. But plus size people, and I'm gonna talk mostly as a plus size woman because I don't know what it's like to be a man on the dating scene. But as a plus size woman on the dating scene, it is really, really difficult. So in my post-confidence life, I definitely knew that I had aspects of a person that I really wanted, but then society was kind of telling me I had to lower my standards based off of my physical appearance. And it took me a really long time to realize that how I physically look did not mean that I had to settle for significantly less than I wanted. And I think that's one of the biggest struggles I find with a lot of people, unfortunately. There is somewhere that you're settling almost massively just because you feel like the options are slim pickin'. Not settling is not the same as not compromising though. I think that relationships come with compromise. Having been that I've been in a relationship for 4.5 years now, I understand that. But at the core of it, we all have things we want in a person. We all have things that we need in our relationships. So settling, I feel, is something that plus size women do a lot. And it's so unfortunate because I don't think that there's a lot of conversation around what it's like to put yourself out there and how you feel like there are so few options for you. And I think that comes from feeling like we are not going to be desired or wanted in our bodies now. So just kind of grab whatever you can get, and I promise you, but that's not the case. People of all shapes and different backgrounds are going to find you physically and emotionally attractive. If you settle for less, you will never find the person who's willing and able to give you the things that you want in a relationship, and it is very, very important to make sure that you are not settling on very big aspects that you know that you want and need out of a relationship. Loneliness is going to happen. It's actually something that I have been feeling a lot lately, and yes, I know I'm in a relationship, but I'm also in a long distance relationship, so there comes a lot of aspects of that that bring up lonely feelings. So I definitely know what it's like to sit with that lonely feeling, but in that moment the only thing I can suggest is take some time to self-care, to remind yourself why it is you're taking this time to find the right person for you. It is a huge, ginormous world out there. It is impossible to think you are not going to find somebody who loves you for who you are and who can give you the things that you want in a relationship and in a partner. So maybe being plus size these days isn't as scary as it was when like I was growing up. I remember putting myself on like the internet. It was even before like webcams and stuff, so I never really had a picture of myself out there, and I was always terrified terrified to admit to somebody that I was fat. I was terrified to put myself out there because what if they didn't like me? And I didn't have examples of successful relationships, and it really messed with my head a lot. And maybe you are that same person where you grew up in that era where fat people were just not portrayed as lovable human beings, and we have all this stuff ingrained in our head. We really should be so grateful to have anyone find us attractive or want to be with us. And I mean, I'm grateful that I found the person that I'm with because the person that I'm with cares for me and loves me. But I also feel like as a plus size woman, there's this whole world of dating that comes with the territory, and I so dislike it because I grew up feeling like my body was never attractive to anyone because of the size that it was. I was too fat. There were too many rolls on me. I have a belly. I have all of these aspects that society is telling me, we don't want you. You gotta change if you want to find love. And then to go into this world online where, oh my God, there are all these people who find me physically attractive. This is amazing. This is great. But they want me to gain weight? And it's the exact same in so many ways, but it is more of a mind fuck, sorry for my swearing, than anything else, because suddenly you feel desired in your body, but then you still feel like your body is not quite there yet for people to desire it the way that it wants, or you constantly have to be changing your body in order for this attraction to continue to exist. And it really did a number on me. I know a lot of people who felt the same way and who still do feel the same way, but at the same time, and this is where I say don't settle for less. If this is a fetish you appreciate and you enjoy, by all means, go for it. But if you are putting yourself in a situation or you're actively involved in a situation like this and you don't feel like that is what you want and what you need, be mindful of that and stand up for what you do want. I never thought, because of how caught up in this world I was, that I would ever find somebody that could look at me for who I am now, who I'm gonna be in a month from now, 6 months from now, and still love the person that I am. That they saw me for me, and it was the most earth-shattering, mind-blowing moment for me because suddenly I realized what I was waiting for. And I promise you, and I cannot say this enough, your moment will come, and if you waste your time on somebody who's telling you to change in any capacity, you are never gonna find that for yourself. I genuinely feel like I want this to be its own video at some point because I do know a lot of people out there have experienced this and they don't know what to do from it, and it can be really satisfying and rewarding and validating, but at the same time really mess with your head. And I really want to touch base on this should you guys want to hear more, and I really encourage you to send me questions because I would really love to sit down and discuss it more. But I want to touch base on a few other things in this video. It's really unfortunate and sad to me that there are a whole bunch of plus size women out there who genuinely feel like nobody is gonna love them because of their size. And unfortunately, there's not a lot out there telling us otherwise. And places like Tinder, you find a lot of people who do express attraction to you, but in secret, and that is an awful feeling. And I've been there so many times where I felt validation from this person who I felt was somehow better than me, and we'd be intimate but only behind closed doors, and that makes you feel so many awful things. It makes you feel pathetic. It makes you feel unworthy. You are nobody's second choice. You are nobody's trial run. You are nobody's secret, and it seems impossible to find anyone who's going to treat you as more. But I still have hope, and I still firmly believe that there are people out there who look at people like me and you with respect, kindness, and care. I mean, I know there is. I'm dating somebody like that. Just know that you do have options. Now, I want to talk a little bit about being in a relationship as a plus size woman. As I mentioned, I am with a guy who is relatively thin. It is super noticeable when we're together, the difference in our sizes. And for me, at first, it didn't even seem like that big of a deal. But then I started noticing little things here and there, people expressing their shock Facebook, people making comments that really reminded me the way that people view plus size bodies, plus size women. And I am not by any means saying that if you date a plus size man, you are below your level. Not at all. Plus size men deserve love too. And I'm just saying, in my experience dating a thinner guy, the experiences I've had have been really wild. I noticed a lot of people being really shocked when I posted our first picture together. It was almost just mind-boggling to them that I could have somebody who they perceived as being better physically than me. I think my boyfriend's handsome as hell, and I would by no means say that he's below my standards. I would say we're on the same level. And just because he's thin and I'm fat doesn't mean that somehow we don't connect and we don't mesh. It's really interesting. I've had a lot of people tell me I'm really, really lucky to find Gil. That I am such a lucky girl, not knowing anything about him but what his physical appearance is, that I'm very, very lucky to have him. I am lucky to have him. He's a great person, but they don't know that. All they know is that he is physically above my level and I should be grateful somebody like him was able to date somebody like me and look past all this to see who I am on the inside. I know it comes with good intentions, but the meaning behind it is so backhanded slap to the face in so many ways, and I don't even think people realize what they're saying when they say it. And this is what keeps people in really toxic situations, really toxic relationships. A lot of plus size women will stay with a person because of what they physically represent to society, because how they physically look on the outside makes society look at you in a different way, a more acceptable way. I've freaking felt it so many times. I know so many women who have been in relationships, and little by little, here and there, comments will be made, i.e. my ex-boyfriend, who would make comments about how if I had just gained 30 pounds, he never would have broken up with me, and if I just did this and that and changed my body this way and that way, that I could stay longer at his house, that he would love me more. And I thought, based on the fact that he was this skinny dude who people thought was too good for me, that I better hold on to him and cling to him, because guess what? I was never gonna get better than that. I had endless options out there of people who found me attractive. Unfortunately, the process of dating will discourage you. Dating is not fun, but I do know that I've seen friends who've gone through the lows of dating who felt totally and completely without any hope, pretty much felt super discouraged enough to take a break and work on themselves, figure out what it is that they want, or even just self-care. But they've done things like switched from Tinder or Plenty of Fish or OkCupid and gone on places like eHarmony and found success and found people who were able to see them for who they are and really value them, and found healthier dating experiences. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up this video, but I just want to leave you with this. Men find plus size women attractive. Women find plus size men attractive. People find plus size people attractive. You are worthy of love and deserving of love, and I want you to sit there and really let that resonate with you. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, I would really appreciate it if you left some comments in the description below. Don't forget you can find new videos from me every Wednesday and every Sunday, and new blog posts every Tuesday and every Friday, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Okay guys, it is my favorite time of the year. It is officially fall! I have a special spot in my heart for fall favorites because the fact that it was about this time last year, or maybe the year before